From Studio A in the Martin Performing Arts Center, this is Wildcats Media News.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Wildcats Media News, your weekly campus news source. I'm Steven Maxwell.
And I'm Lydia Magallanes.
First on Wildcats Media News, in response to a flyer calling for a student strike, LC President Dr. Joe Aguillard held a question and answer forum for students in Gwynn Auditorium. Dr. Aguillard answered questions about recent Town Talk articles, as well as issues such as freedom of speech, dorm renovations, and improvement of cafeteria food, and many more topics. The flyer put out by a group called Prayers for Progress was calling students, faculty, and community members to participate in a strike of love and, quote, shut down the school by not attending classes until we are heard and we make steps in the right direction. The strike did take place on Monday, where several students and alumnus participated outside of Gwynn. Wildcats Media did try to cover the event, but per LC administration, was not allowed. It's an annual tradition here at Louisiana College. Last week's spring revival took place with Dr. David Allen from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. Here's Wildcats Media's Kendall Burnett with the story.
Spring is here, and along with it came revival. Students gathered in Gwynn Auditorium 3 times last week for this annual time of fellowship.
There's a great need for revival.
Dean of the School of Theology at Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, Dr. David Allen, preached to LC students about the importance of their personal relationship with God.
If a person doesn't walk with God now, the likelihood is they're not going to walk with Him when they get out of college and get married or go into business or whatever. Right now, they're setting the tone for their life.
He believes it's more vital now than ever before.
We're in such a state today in our world, our culture, and even in our churches where we need a fresh touch from heaven. We need a fresh movement of God in all of our lives.
Dr. Allen hoped to encourage the students of LC through his messages.
It's worth it to follow Jesus, not the world. It's worth it to love Him and serve Him, and that God desires that they commit their lives to do that, and He empowers them to do that. If they'll walk with Him, filled with the Holy Spirit, they will be able to fulfill that.
And he leaves them with this advice for the future.
Stay in the Word and stay on your knees. Walk with God every day. Have a daily quiet time where you commit yourself each day to spend time in the Word and talk to God in prayer, and then commit yourself to obey Him. Fear God and do what He says. That's what it's all about.
For Wildcats Media News, I'm Kendall Burnett.
Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary is located in Fort Worth, Texas. For some seniors, the diploma is in sight, but one thing is still missing: a job. The LC Career Fair attempts to solve that problem. Students were given the opportunity to meet with potential employers in fields like broadcasting, education, and culinary opportunities. It's an event designed for students to make the all-important first impression.
There's nothing like face-to-face contact for a potential employer to an employer. Your visibility, your marketability is going to be much more than it would be on social media or through just a white piece of paper with your name and information.
Attending students received a cultural credit. It's an honor society for a skilled medical profession. Sigma Tau Theta International, a nursing honor society, hosted its spring symposium Friday in Granbury. The group consists of LC, LSUA, and Northwestern students, as well as nurses from the Sinlaw community. The topic of this symposium was changing the face of HIV in central Louisiana.
HIV testing is confidential, so the only way that anyone's going to know you have it is if you tell them. So the stigma should not even be, because it's going to come from you, not from anybody else.
The group is also celebrating its 20th anniversary. It's the last Theater Louisiana College production before they say bye-bye for the year. It was the opening of Bye Bye Birdie last Thursday. The musical is a spin-off the iconic musician Elvis Presley. Bye Bye Birdie is a comedy set in 1962 that features romance, hilarious moments, and memorable music pieces. The musical will continue March 27th through the 30th. Coming up next, Lydia Magallanes takes a look at sports here on campus. We'll be right back.
He's coming! He's coming!
Find out what everyone is screaming about at Theater Louisiana College's production of Bye Bye Birdie. There's plenty of chances to see this nifty show with performances at 7 Thursday through Saturday, and again on Sunday at 2, starting on March 20th for 2 weeks. Reserve your tickets now by calling 318-487-7495.
Bye Bye Birdie, Theater Louisiana College.
LC softball dropped their first conference series of the season this past weekend against Hardin-Simmons, but the Lady Cats lost more than just a game. Wildcats Media's Briar Barton has a story.
After starting the season 15-0 in conference play, the Lady Wildcats saw their streak come to an end as they dropped 2 in a row to the Hardin-Simmons Cowgirls on Friday.
It was definitely a good sign for us, and I think that we will learn from it and do the right things later on.
We obviously didn't hit the ball real well yesterday, and I think their pitchers probably had something to do that. They weren't quite as sharp today, left a few more balls over the plate, and we were able to take advantage of that, hit the ball. Of course, the way we ended it on a walk-off home run, hopefully that'll re-energize our hitters and give them something to look forward to.
Coach Rozier also talked about how the losses on Friday were ones they could hopefully put behind them and how that the win on Saturday was a good start.
I think they'll rally together, okay, and then we'll get it straightened out.
Unfortunately, the win on Saturday also came with a loss. Junior Megan Pearson, one of the top hitters on the team and starting shortstop, tore her ACL trying to beat out a play to first base.
All I felt was my knee shift and pop, and then I buckled. And after that, whenever they were trying to carry me off the field, Crystal moved my leg, but it felt like it popped back in. And so hopefully that's a good sign.
We'll be praying for her, and we hope for the best. Kind of expecting the worst, but we're hoping for the best.
The Lady Wildcats travel to Clinton, Mississippi this weekend to take on the Choctaws of Mississippi College, Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 1 p.m. For Wildcats Media Sports, I'm Briar Barton.
Softball is on the road this weekend to meet Mississippi College with a game Friday night at 6 and a doubleheader at 1 p.m. Saturday. LC Baseball fell short in their series against the Sul Ross State Lobos. Despite junior third baseman Will Currier's first career home run as a Wildcat, the team dropped Friday night's game. The Cats split their doubleheader Saturday, winning the first game 8-6. Junior infielder Kerry Myers went 3 for 3 in the game and scored 2 runs. Baseball is back at home this weekend hosting the Crusaders of Mary Hardin Baylor with games set for Friday night at 6 and a doubleheader Saturday at noon. LC freshman Alex Marlin is proving to be a vital member of the LC women's tennis team. Her performance Friday against Sul Ross led the women to their first conference victory of the season. Marlin is the first freshman in LC women's history to record wins in her first 2 career ASC matches and continues to be an asset to the program.
It feels really good to know that my hard work has been paying off and I just have something to look forward to.
The men and women play Centenary College Saturday at noon, and the Lady Cats meet LSU Shreveport for matches at 4 p.m. Well, that's your look at sports, Steve. I walked out this morning thinking somebody had painted my car yellow. Turns out it's just the pollen.
I can't take that. All I do is sneeze, cough, and waste money on medicine. Well, for more campus news and updates, you can check out wildcatsmedia.com. For this week's edition of Wildcats Media News, I'm Steven Maxwell.
And I'm Lydia Magallanes.
We'll see you next week.